Kat wants to specialise in European law, which means getting into an elite commercial chambers. She's got a degree from Oxford. The problem is that it's a 2-1 rather than a first.
A lot of the people who have got tenancy or pupillage at these chambers have already got a first from Oxford or Cambridge. They've done a master's at Oxford, they've or done a master's at Harvard or Yale. They've worked at the UN or worked at the European Commission and have got really good experience behind them, which is excellent if you've got the time and the money to take time out to do that. But for someone who's really eager to be a barrister in those fields, it's quite tricky to then think, oh, well, I'll take a couple of years out to do these things.
After an hour-long grilling, Anna emerges from her interview.
Oh, it's really bad. I had to give an argument to why they should sit in a bath of baked beans for charity. Well, we got to pick things, but me and my sense of humour went for the baked beans. Prepped that and then went in. I need to go and sit down because my feet really hurt. I gave it my best shot. I think it was more, rather than them actually saying I'm going to do it, how they thought I went about my argument for it. So we'll see.
Jo is in London to take part in a competition for trainee barristers. Along with her fellow student Ali, she'll be up against another team of students in a legal debate known as a moot.
Well, a moot is like a moot point, so it means you can argue it either way, basically. There are opinions on either side, hence mooting. So usually you get an area of law that's particularly controversial or a point of law where there are lots of cases on either side, and it's ripe for discussion and ripe for mooting.
Success can only help Jo's quest for a pupillage.
Well, it shows you've got hands-on experience making submissions, and not just making submissions in class with your classmates in a friendly environment, but you're in front of judges who may be prospective judges who you'll actually be making applications in front of when you're on your feet. So it shows you've got very relevant experience, and it's something that you get better and better at the more you practice.
Jo's opponent in the moot is another trainee barrister, Iqbal Mohammed.
My lords, the first issue in the form of a question is whether or not Section 19 interferes with the Article 12 right, if indeed it does interfere with that right. And the fact that such a ground doesn't exist in the United Kingdom is cause for great concern for Mr. Lord Justice Buxton in the Court of Appeal.
Lord Justice Buxton.
Lord Justice Buxton in the Court of Appeal.
I was born in Solihull, which is a small town very close to Birmingham. And, you know, my parents, they moved to Birmingham because of my father's work. And then at the age of 4, my father and my mother, they broke up. And when my mum got divorced, I remember reading witness statements from a very, very young age, like 7, 8-ish, because she'd get these witness statements to sign and double check. And I remember like having to try to figure out what a particular word meant. And, you know, sometimes like having to ask somebody else and then try to explain to my mum.
That the judgments of the Court of Appeal and the House and the High Court at first instance cannot They're wrong, Gov. They're all wrong.
That was a little bit loose,
Okay.
what you were getting across there. And then you said a few times, I asked your lordships to turn over. I was thinking, bend over, your lordships.
I asked your lordship to bend over.
So don't, because that's not very good.
And then I say, my lords, any more questions? If not, I'm off.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think it's brilliant.
I think maybe 30 minutes, something like preparation, a bit more. Yeah. We've gone through it now properly, once each. So I think we just have to just tie up some small ends.
Yeah, well, I mean, he goes first though, so it's better that he really gets everything down pat, and well, I can take some extra notes while he's doing his submission.
The thing is, once you go, you know when you go second, if the first person's rubbish, you have this confidence, oh, I'm better than that, I can do better than that. You get up and you have this kind of confidence.
If you go first,
you have nothing to compare yourself to. You know, And if you're rubbish, you're kind of shaking, thinking, oh.
I need like 5 minutes to get changed. And I'd rather get changed here.
What's up? Is that you?
My suit.
What's that?
Suit?
This is not a suit.
No, this is too short, man. Are you mad? Come on. Relax.
Since the recent expansion of bar vocational courses, the role of the Inns of Court has changed. For 700 years, they were the sole providers of barristers' training. Today, they are legal societies that provide financial support and a place for students to learn from those at the top of the profession. Their most senior members, known as benchers, include multimillionaire QCs, judges, and former prime ministers. One successful construction barrister is Paul Darling QC.
I just bumped into an old friend in the street, so...
The moot is being held in the main hall at Middle Temple. It's a daunting place. Shakespeare first staged Twelfth Night here. Elizabeth I supplied the dining table. And then there's the desk that new barristers sign up on.
Where's it gone? I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Now, I might get the history of this wrong. You never know. The treasurer had the top of the cupboard off. This comes from the Golden Hind. Let's see if we can... I'll probably get pushed out the brownies for this. But yes, if you look underneath, it's the most amazing. That is from the Golden Hind itself. And the treasurer is when new benchers are called, they give an account of themselves to Hall, and they do so from here. I have to say it's quite a frightening experience.
Fancy asking Alice to sit on a grassy bank with a brandy glass in her hand. Is that okay? Is that okay?
That's really much better.
Thanks. 1, 2, buckle my shoe.
Is my voice loud enough?
Marion, what about me?
Is that all right?
One of the things that is amazing is that the great and the good who are involved in the inn play as active a role in looking after students as, for example, I do. That's one of the beauties of it. It's a family that anyone can join. And once you join that family, you're treated in the same way as anybody else. I mean, I come from the northeast of England, and I can tell you that nowhere does where you've come from make any difference to the way in which you're treated.
Alison, you're not mooting in this hall. You're in another one called Inner Temple.
Ha ha.
It's that way.
I'm too good for Inner Temple.
Shh. Such unprofessionalism, Marion. Isn't that right?
He's only trying to get rid of us because he's scared.
I'm fine once I start. I hate waiting around. I really hate it. Really, really, really hate it. So as soon as I start, it'll be fine.
Joe and Iqbal are among more than 150 students given scholarships by Middle Temple every year. The inn spends £1 million annually on educational awards. It owns some of the most valuable real estate in London, including properties rented to students like Anna.
Looks like the barbecue's going to turn out well, doesn't it?
Right, let's close the door.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
Think it's a bit of a mess.
Did I see a key outside the door?
Yeah, can you take mine out, please?
Yes.
Right, now, this amount of pisovers, I'm going to tell you now, is ridiculously excessive.
You see, when you warm it up slightly bit and cut it, the barbecue, people feel it.
Leave it all then, Mum, leave it all.
But you can cut them halves and you fill them with
I know what to do with them, Mum. I'm just saying.
Why don't you
I'm
want
just saying
it?
it's a barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue, that's what we eat with barbecue.
Who's we?
People who have barbecues.
So yeah, this is my house. It's owned by Middle Temple, my inn. It's not paid for by Middle Temple, but they do heavily subsidise it. So that means